the other a protege to the rogue Mandalorian Hedda Cole. And as with all stories in the Old Republic, at the center of all of this is you. Through all the twists and turns, the allies and the enemies, your choices will determine what comes next for the galaxy. We want to give a heartfelt thank you to everyone who has shared and continues to share their love for this game. From all the developers that have built these experiences, to the actors that breathe life into our stories, to the players who have found home and community in our worlds. We are still here 13 years later because of your love, passion, and enthusiasm for Star Wars: The Old Republic. Thank you, and may the Force be with you.
Our paths are not destined. They are forged. Shaped by ambition and fear. The desire for power. The need for control. The price of obedience. We allowed corrupt doctrines to dictate the paths before us. No longer. A change is coming to the galaxy, forged from pain and rage and sacrifice. My chains are broken, and now I will break them all.
Hello, everyone.
Picked the wrong time to make water.
Welcome to the 771 developer live stream for Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'm Jackie, Senior Community Manager, and we got there. I gave you enough time.
Thank you.
Yes?
I'm Eric Musco, Game Director. I'm drinking water. Don't mind me.
Yeah, allergies are terrible right now.
They are, yeah.
But yeah,
Austin can't
Why does it
decide if
sound
it's
off?
70 or 100, so it's great.
feels like 100 in this room. But yeah, we're back, and we have a really beefy stream for everyone. There's a lot of
do.
information, so you'll want to stick around for the entirety of the stream.
And you
Even
get
more
cut off.
so because there's an active Twitch drop right now. So if you watch 1 hour of live Sortor content on Twitch, you will obtain the Coruscant art poster decoration.
Yeah.
In order, if you haven't yet, make sure that you go to sortor.com, hook up your Sortor account and your Twitch account, and that's how you will be able to obtain progress towards earning those Twitch rewards or Twitch drops that we are unlocking for all of you.
Yeah.
So this campaign, starting today, is going to be active until August 13th, and that is what the poster looks like.
Sweet. And not only do we run Twitch drops for the live streams where we tell you about the update, we also then run a Twitch drop when the game update goes live.
Yes, and so this is what the Twitch drop mount will be at 7.7 launch proper. You're going to get the TF6 Striker mount by watching 4 hours of live Twitch content.
Yep. I think this has a flourish.
Yes, it does.
What's the flourish?
It's a flourish.
Thank you, Brad.
It's something that you press and it does a thing.
Great. Thank you, Brad. It has a flourish.
There is a flourish on
There is
it.
one. Brad won't tell me what it is, but that's something. We all have to find out.
But-
Keep your secrets.
Yeah.
He'll be on camera later. We could just make him tell us. He still won't tell us. Don't worry.
Yep. And as a reminder, I often get questions as far as like how often we do Twitch drops. So it's every single time that we host a developer live stream like today, and every single time that there is a game update launch. The live stream drops will you watch 1 hour, and they'll be active for roughly 2 weeks. With game update launches, it's you watch between anywhere 4 to 5 hours, and then that campaign will be active for 28 days following launch.
Yep.
So just as a reminder.
Yep.
All right. Let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Yep. So let's talk about what's in the 771 live stream. First up, what's going on with story? So we were waiting for some pieces to fall into place. We have some of those pieces, still got a few more, but we're going to tell you about where we are at with that and what that means for date night. So we're going to hit that first, me and Jackie right out of the gate. So just hold tight for that one. Then Bryant's going to join me. We're going to talk about what Galactic Season 9 is. and the surrounding updates around that. That includes updates to Activity Finder and some other things that might be related to Galactic Season 9. We have some updates to Free-to-Play, which is nice, along with combat updates. We have some changes coming to that. We have Feast of Prosperity coming back with some new rewards. And then Brad's going to join me. You already heard me call him out. We're going to talk about what's coming to the Cartel Market, what's coming up to character modernization. We have some cool stuff to show you there, and what the status is of DirectX 12.
Yeah.
So-
All right. Story.
Story.
Let's
You've
go.
been waiting. It's only 2 slides. It's not going to take long, but plenty of information to get in there. So, as you know, we've been waiting for a few pieces to fall into place. We have quite a bit of that. Just a few more things that we still got to wait. So, it's not coming in 7.7.1, but here is the roadmap for you. Just so you have it all in your hands. Galactic Threads is planned to come in Game Update 7.8, which is our holiday update. And then right on the heels of that, we're just going to take the mold and throw it out the window. And so that means Masters Enigma, which is the story update that follows right after that, is fast following in 7.8.1. So normally, for those of you that follow our roadmap structure, we do story updates in our majors or our dot numbers. That's going to happen in our next update, Galactic Threads. That's where you should expect the next story update. And then we're going to break the mold a little bit. We don't usually do story in our dot ones, but we're going to anyway. So you'll get Masters Enigma following right after that in 7.8.1.
Yeah.
So-
we want to get the story out to all of you as quickly as possible.
That's right. So you should definitely make sure to come back. I mean, you should come to all of our streams anyway, but that means 7.8 is where we'll
What's up,
kind of
issue?
catch you up on everything that's been going on in the story. If you aren't caught up in the story, certainly catch up in the summer. Now's your time, because that means Galactic Threads will be coming right around the corner. And of course, for catching up on story, that means you're going, where's the dates at? So there aren't going to be any coming in 7.7.1. Still need to fall into place, and so we're going to target the next dot one where we're going to deliver the next 2 story updates, which would then be 7.8.1. We're not going to go into super detail because we still got a little while, so we'll catch up for those in the 7.8.1 live stream, but we could probably at least tell you who they are. So Jackie,
Torian Kadera and Kara Carson. I can just hear the screams on social right now.
Yep.
Just hear it.
Yep.
I know
So-
a lot of people are going to be very, very excited to see these two.
Yep. So what we will do is come back for the 7.8.1 live stream. That's where Caitlin and Ashley will certainly come back. It sounds like you'll definitely get plenty of Caitlin and Ashley on the next couple streams, because we'll be talking about Galactic Threads, Masters Enigma, the dates. There'll be plenty of story information to catch up on over the next couple of live streams and beyond. So
Yeah, and just going back just a tiny bit, just in case some players may not know our content cadence, 7.8 is our holiday update.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Yep. So look for that in the holiday
year.
period. Yep, as well.
This
Yeah.
year.
So you won't have to wait too long.
All right.
That's where we are.
that's
It's
the- that's the
July.
overall story. That's it for me. I got my 5 minutes of fame. So Brian will be joining Musco in a couple minutes
Yep.
or so.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have to pipe him in from the internets, and he'll be joining me here fictionally through the power of the tubes.
Yep.
And we'll catch you up on everything going on with.
All right,
What you see on the screen.
bye. Space Mooches. Mwah.
Quality of life updates. Who gives a fuck about Kira? Who gives a fuck about date nights? Jesus Christ. Doesn't mean shit for the story either. Also, I don't know how Torian would work anyway. How do you date a dead guy? On literally every character. Even the bounty hunters. They could tell me right now, in addition to Vet you also get Nadia, Mako, and Ashara for date nights, and I would still never touch them because they're fucking date nights. In fact, can I bring up my achievements right now, even though I'm not logged into a character? Of course I can. Maybe that'll be in the quality of life improvements. Why can I not bring up my achievements without being logged in? I mean, where is date night? Where is that waste of time?
All right, and we are back, and I'm joined by Bryant. If you want to give a quick introduction for yourself.
Excuse
Hey
me.
everyone, I'm Bryant Woods, Senior Systems Designer on Star Wars The Old Republic.
All right, and just before me and Bryant jump into our section,
0%
I heard that
date
we might
night.
have had a quick stream drop, and so I just want to give just the super quickest of recap on the end
Yeah,
of the last section
right
that
there.
we were just in. So again, just super quick. Our plan for story, if you missed that last part, is that we are targeting Galactic Threads to be delivered at 7.8, which is our holiday update coming this year. Masters Enigma will fast follow in 7.8.1, which is our kind of late winter, early spring update the year after. And then our 2 date nights are targeting 7.8.1, which is that update I just named, which would be Kira and Torian. Those are the 2 dates that are targeting for that game update. So that's our super quick recap, just in case that happened during the drop. That apparently happened. We didn't see it in the room, but it sounds like that's what chat was mentioning. So there you go. That's our quick recap. Okay, on to the system stuff. Galactic Season 9. So I'll give you kind of the quick overview of kind of what we're doing with Galactic Season 9, and then I'll hand it off to Bryant to talk into some of the specifics. So just a reminder about some of the things that we try to do with Galactic Seasons, and then I'll let Bryant get into some of the specifics. So as always with Galactic Seasons, what we're really trying to do is kind of drive you into some kind of gameplay content, gameplay systems. So you can think about previous seasons. We've driven you into Uprisings. We've driven you into Strongholds even. Last season, very specifically, we drove you into Uprisings. You're going to notice, because you're probably already reading my screen, that Kaizaken's back. And we actually did a little bit of a test run sneakily last season, where we wanted to experiment a little bit with what would happen if we messed with gameplay inside of Uprisings. Teaser, we're going to do that again a little bit. Kaizaken's doing it again. And we wanted to, again, do that as a test bed, but we're going to round that up a little bit. Not only are we going to experiment and bring you into Flashpoints, which is obviously a lot more prominent and more played content than Uprisings were, but we're also going to support that in a broader way by making changes not only within the season, but also to some more supporting systems around it that we're going to talk a little bit more about. So again, that's kind of some of the goals that we were aiming for with Galactic Season 9.
Hey, Si.
Brian, if you want to take it away a little bit.
Yeah, so like Musco said, our focus of this season is going to be on having players do flashpoints, and we are going to carry over the mechanic from last season with Uprisings, where there will be special buffs that you can activate within that content. So we'll have the 3 buffs from last season, the Circa Combat
I can't even clip
Drones,
it.
Unstable Radiation Field, and the Destruction Overload. But this season we're adding in 2 more, the Experimental Repulsor Field and Projectile Probes, which we'll actually go over now. So the Experimental Repulsor Field, when you activate this buff, you'll be given a temporary ability bar, which will come with 2 abilities. The first is Lift. You can levitate strong enemies or weaker, and then by lifting them, it enables you to use the second ability, Throw, where you can throw the lifted enemy into other enemies to deal some damage.
I wish it came with the screaming and running civilian as part of it. It's a missed opportunity.
Yes, unfortunately, civilian not included. Then the second will be the projectile probes. This will create 2 probes that will passively hover around the player and fire projectiles towards enemies while you're in combat.
Cool. So let's talk about the rewards. One of the things we didn't do with Galactic Season 8 that we really wanted to make sure to focus on this time, I think we kind of created a little bit of confusion when we showcased, especially the hairstyles in Galactic Season 8. I think because we didn't show a lot of some of the standard rewards when we showed the hairstyles. We saw some of the sentiment in chat, especially initially before we got to the reward article, that hairstyle may have been a replacement, or that we might have taken away some of the standard rewards that players might have expected, like weapons or armor or something. Even though we had
Remove
obviously
the
set a
cameras,
precedent,
please.
those were some of the standard rewards. Again, we might have created some confusion by offering some newer, cooler things. So just to kind of set the record straight and make sure that we're not creating any of that confusion, some of the thing we're going to try to do going forward is show you the list of rewards up front of what's coming in the Galactic Season
You're
track.
not showing all of it.
Just know that our intention is that the standard things you can expect, like base and prestige armor sets, base and prestige weapon sets, mounts, titles, etc., all that stuff is what we consider to be the standard rewards you will get inside of a season. We'll tell you if we're ever not going to do those standard things. And when we show you or talk about special stuff, it's special, which means in addition to, not necessarily in replacement of. So our goal wasn't really to scare anybody in any of those things. And as always, look forward to articles where we will highlight any of those special things in any of those cases. So just wanted to call that out. And that's why we're going to start doing something more like this up front to show you what some of the list of those rewards are. Bryant?
Yeah, and so we have a lot of the rewards that are usual on screen right now. And I did want to call out that this season, a lot of the rewards will be themed based on Andor Season 2.
Yeah, that's a real heavy theme kind of throughout here. So I know we're going to highlight and show some of the specific ones, but just like,
Welcome back.
as an example, like the Yavin themed decorations, there's some really, really awesome ones that you'll be able to pull. There's a lot of things that, especially when you see these, you won't see them today, but you'll especially see them in the Cartel Market, not the Cartel Market, the Galactic Season article when it comes out, that you're going to, especially if you've watched Andor Season 2, which you should if you haven't, you will be able to spot places that you've been like, oh, that giant meeting table that I'm now placing in my stronghold. Man, I remember that from episode number, or this specific scene in the show, just as one example. So there's a lot of really, really cool stuff that was pulled from Andor Season 2 as part of this reward track that I'm really excited that we were able to pull in. So let's take a
look at some of the mounts we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the Verdier Iconics B1
Now they
and
take it
P1.
away.
That'll be available from the reward track. And then the prestige version of those is going to be the Verdier Lux line. And this will use your color crystal to control the thrusters and lighting elements to match.
Very cool.
Then we also have the minus Stinger and the minus B. These will be what we call our base versions, and they will also have a prestige.
Yeah, with the Sweet Flourish, as you just saw.
Mm-hmm. The minus Mud Dauber, which will also use your color crystal for thrusters and various lighting elements.
Yeah, which also has the same flourish as the ones you just saw in the previous one.
And this season, our meta achievement reward will be the T701 Rugged Customization. May look a little rusty, but still fights well.
That's a 0.
Yeah, so this is something that we've been trying to do a little bit more of, is make sure that we highlight the rewards for those of you, because we know there's plenty of you, especially on the live stream. We know many of you like to game for those completing out the Galactic Season track and then aiming for some of the meta achievements and stuff that are there. And so we really want to make sure to highlight what you're able to earn as part of that meta achievement as well. Like last season, that was one of the hairstyles, and then this season, of course, it's the it's that. Yep. So let's talk about, as I mentioned, one of our goals coming into this season is flashpoints, and we wanted to make sure to add in some quality of life changes to support the surrounding content, being flashpoints, and the way that you play flashpoints. One of the ways you play flashpoints, of course, is going in through Activity Finder. So let's talk about some of the changes we're making to Activity Finder this season, or just in general, but impacts this season.
Yeah, so giving a brief overview of how Activity Finder works currently, players are able to select a role and go into Activity Finder for that when they're in the queue. One of the big changes we're going to be allowing is that you can now choose all eligible roles when you're in the group tab. So as you can see in the screenshot, I have been able to select damage, heal, and tank, which is only accomplishable through both combat styles. So if your first combat style has a damage spec and a healing spec, you would be able to choose both of those. But if your second combat style allows you the option to do a tank spec, you'll be able to choose all three of them. Very important here is also going to be that while you are in queue, you can change your role for the Outworld. That means that you can queue up as a healer, swap to damage to go do daily or heroic areas, and then when your queue pops, the system will tell you you have been chosen as a healer. Please swap into a healer role before you accept the queue and are teleported to your content. And a reminder to all players, you definitely want to leverage your loadouts when you're doing that. That'll let you get all of the discipline trees selected. That'll get you the gear that you want. Very great for swapping in between roles and queue.
Yeah. So this will definitely be one of those places where having multiple combat styles will become really useful. So being a subscriber obviously becomes important because that's one of the places that you can only do it as a subscriber. Having multiple loadouts become key, right? Because it'll allow you to switch between those things. Being able to change combat specializations in the field, which is a legacy perk. Like, this is where all those things are suddenly become really apparent for you because now you can do it. You don't have to lock into the thing you want to decide before you even queue up into your favorite flashpoint, because now it's just the thing you can do on the fly before you even get in there.
And along with the Galactic Season, there will be a new queue within the Group Finder. It'll be called the Flashpoint Resurgence queue. Every week, this queue will have 1 or 2 veteran flashpoints, which will match the weekly objectives from Galactic Season. Players will be able to queue for this Flashpoint Resurgence queue along with all the other queues. And I did see some people in chat calling out on that last screen. You may have saw that some of the queues had more activities selected than were required. A new change coming is that you will no longer have to select every piece of content to be eligible for the daily reward bonus and the weekly mission credit. And we'll actually show you an example of that on the next slide. So as you can see here, on the left, when you are eligible for content, we have story operations, 13 out of 11 selected. What that means is that you only need to choose 11 of those story operations in order to receive credit for the bonus and the weekly mission, but there are 13 that you have chosen in this case. Then on the right side, when you're ineligible, we will make sure that the screen is grayed out, highlights in red that you're ineligible, and shows you exactly how many of that piece of content needs to be selected. In this case, only 24 out of the 25 veteran flashpoints have been chosen, so you would not be eligible for that reward bonus.
So if there's some very specific pieces of content that I don't want to pick, I would be able to uncheck them, is what you're saying.
I am. And Muska, what would that be for you? What would you be unchecking from this queue?
Well, that you gave me a loaded question there, Brian. Well, okay, so I can't say that there's anything that I specifically wouldn't want to play, but let me give you an example of something that maybe I wouldn't want to pick, at least in today's game, right? So let's go way back in time to like Black Talon, right? So if I go into Black Talon, one of the problems that I always run into is that, especially for newer players, it's the first flashpoint they get into. It takes honestly a long time because there's lots of cutscenes, the story-based flashpoint, and a newer player especially might be coming in and playing it and they want to see those cutscenes, right? And so I have to ask them nicely sometimes, you know, to at least spacebar through it, or I just know that it's going to take me maybe even upwards of an hour to play that flashpoint, especially if they want to play through and see those story cutscenes, whereas some other flashpoints really should only probably take me 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, and that's actually very common feedback that we've seen around Activity Finder and the content involved. So we made an additional change to Activity Finder coming up.
And what's that?
When players will queue for a veteran or master flashpoint via Activity Finder, cinematics will be immediately skipped and replaced with a brief fade to black. No requesting spacebar is going to be needed.
Oh, isn't that nice? And so there's some very specific nuance that I want to call out here, especially because obviously playing story through flashpoints is a very interesting and important component of our game. So if you want to play story in flashpoints, which is obviously important, you can and should still do so, and you will need to do it through solo story or story difficulties. That's how you play those flashpoints in story. In fact, if you want to play story in a flashpoint, even in veteran or master, you actually can. The key is what you need to do is you need to form a group. So even in a group, you can give yourself and your 3 best friends, put them in a group. Let's say Black Talon as an example. You go, you know what I really want to do? I want to make sure I kill the captain in a cutscene. You grab your 3 friends. You can form a group, set it to veteran or master, and walk into
No, they're not doing new levels.
As long as you do it outside of Activity Finder, we will not fade to black on you. Which actually does bring up an important point. that I want to make sure that we call out. Any choices that happen during cutscenes, Black Talon being a good example, because the path changes depending on what choices are made. Those choices are automatically made for you inside of any of those flashpoints. No dark or light side points are made inside of these fades and blacks. It all just happens in the darkness. And so you don't have to worry about it. Our goal is to just make this move along speedily. So no one has to ask nicely about space barring inside of chat.
Super nicely.
Super nicely, because everyone does it super nicely.
Yeah, only nicely.
Only nicely.
And then as a bonus, while we were looking at flashpoints, we also took a look at the leveling experience through flashpoints, and we identified an opportunity to make them more rewarding for players while leveling up. So loot from flashpoint bosses, when you're under level 75, will be increased in general. Players were receiving roughly 1 piece of gear per boss, but now they can expect 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 pieces of gear per boss.
People are asking, what about the flashpoints that don't have a story mode?
What do you mean?
You can still walk in.
Yeah, you might have to reiterate that they'll have to walk through.
Yeah, if
so, a lot of questions about story mode.
So someone's asking what about a flashpoint that doesn't have a story mode? Yeah, we'll make a full post about how all of this works and any of those things. Like there's going to be plenty of questions about nuance, about the details of all of these things. Just we'll have a follow-up so you can have a full, robust understanding of how all of this works. So don't sweat it, because I know, again, it's important that you get the opportunity to play flashpoints in the story. So don't worry. Again, the goal here is to remove friction for if you're a core active player and you're running into players who are trying to play through those story experiences. There's a lot of friction and butting heads between those things, and so we're trying to remove that friction. But we also don't want to remove the ability of players to play story until that is still there. So we'll make sure that is understood. So yeah, we'll get a detailed explanation out before 7.7.1 of how all this works. Yep. Okay, so back on the 7.7 live stream, we talked about that as kind of part of this friction removal. We are making an audit of the default granted abilities and talents that were selected for players as part of the leveling experience. We're basically just finishing that up in 7.7.1. So this is Merc and Commando, Operative, Scoundrel, Sorc, Sage. That's happening here. Not going to go into super specifics in the stream, but basically it's just we've made a whole bunch of changes about, again, what the default talents are that are selected across the disciplines as you level up through those classes. And then there's a few other balance changes that are being made. Again, not going to read them. You can read them for yourself, but we just wanted to put those examples for you. So again, for a robust list of changes about what those default selections are for people through that leveling experience and any other balance changes that are happening, look to the forums, especially as we get closer to 7.7.1 and in the patch notes. We just wanted to let you know that we're kind of finishing that audit for that default leveling experience, along with a few additional balance changes that are coming in 7.7.1 as well. Okay, this one, let's talk about this. So for those that don't know, I imagine a lot of you on the stream do know about this, but I just want to call this out because this one is pretty important. So right now, any player who has a security key on their account receives 100 cartel coins a month. Starting in 7.7.1, we're making a slight change to that, but I want to make sure that's important that you all understand what that change is, and so that all of you can continue to get 100 cartel coins, or if you don't already get it, you start getting 100 cartel coins
with
a
this.
month, because that's important. So
Get your free money.
Get your free money. Security keys are important because they keep your account safe. Which is important for you and for us. We want to make sure that all that hard work that you put into your account stays secure and safe. And so starting in 7.7.1, the only additional change that we're going to make to that is that you also must have logged in within the previous 30 days to receive those 100 cartel coins. That's it. End of story, right? And so if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you do not currently have a security key on your account, what you should be doing, along with hooking up Twitch Drop, so you're getting that free stuff, is go to swotor.com, use any commonly used authenticator. We pretty much accept most or all of them, and then apply a security key. Because what that will mean is, as long as you have a security key and you log in every 30 days, you get 100 cartel coins. And if you're not doing that currently, that means you are leaving 100 cartel coins a month on the table. So please go get free money. It gets you logging into the game, and it gives you free cartel coins. It's win-win. So just wanted to let you know about that change and let you know you might be getting free money. So that's the change we wanted to let you know of. Next up is talking about some free-to-play changes that we're making. Before we get into the new ones in 7.7.1, we wanted to backtrack a little bit and talk about some of the ones that we made prior to 771, because we haven't actually talked about them on stream previously. They've been in patch notes, but they've been a little bit disparate, kind of spread over a few different patches. But most of them have kind of been focused all around movement and mobility. So we kind of put them all under one bucket. So Brian, I guess I can let you cover these kind of now that I kind of set the bucket up for it, if you want to run through them.
Sure, yeah. Some of the changes that went into our 7.x patches, all players receive sprint at level 1. It was previously only available at level 10, so it makes it easier for you to move around some of those early zones. All players can now train speeder piloting at level 10. This was moved down from level 25. Alongside this, we've also released a couple mounts that no longer require speeder piloting, so there are more options for you to mount up early on. And then lastly, the core planets, the capital planets, now have onboarding missions that'll be granted to players, which guide you toward the mount vendor and make it easy for you to obtain that first mount.
Yeah, right. Because effectively before is unless you wandered across a vendor that sold mounts, you might have just never recognized that there was even mounts there.
You could have walked right past it.
Yeah, exactly. And so that wasn't the best experience for players to be able to get around, and our game is gigantic, and so we wanted to make sure that was there. Okay, so let's talk about this, and I'm going to give an example. I'm going to steal Brian's thunder and just talk about the first one, and then I'll kind of let him talk through some of these. So here's what we really wanted to focus on for the free-to-play improvements that we're making across 7.7.1.
There are a lot of actual idiots in that
players, free-to-play players especially, and their ability to change the way that they look and they engage with the game. It really just players across the game, that we know that that's really important to them, but free-to-play players especially, this is something where we really had created a lot of friction in our model, and so we really wanted to remove that. So let me give you the example, which is the first bullet. Around level like 4 to 6 ish, you get your first companion in the Crit Path story, and then 1 or 2 missions after that, you get a choice of one of 3 companion customizations if you want to modify the appearance of that companion. And as a free-to-play player, you can't use companion customizations. And so that would mean if you're a free-to-play player playing on just a starter world, within the first hour and a half, you would have already ran into a restriction about customizing your appearance and the visual appearance of the way that you engage with the game, and you already can't use an item. And that really doesn't feel great. And so we wanted to focus our improvements on that experience for those players to remove that friction. So that's an example of kind of what we were really focusing on here. Bryant, if you want to kind of run through some of those.
Yeah, so the other improvements that'll be coming for free-to-play players is that they will have access to legacy titles. If you aren't already aware, legacy titles are the ones that will display underneath your character's name. They'll be able to earn rest experience. So when you log out of SWTOR, log out in a rest zone, easy to find, especially if you're looking for cantinas, where you will generate what we call rested experience, and that will boost up how quickly you can level when you do return to the game. They'll be able to gain the first cargo bay for free, making it easier to store things on their character. They'll be able to hide their head slot, so if you don't like the way your helmet looks, you can now disable that and you won't have to see your helmet.
Yeah, and the thing that too, just to bounce back a couple, but I can bucket them, is like the nice thing too, with like especially if you look at like earn rest XP and the first cargo bay. One thing that we wanted to be careful of too is we wanted to make sure that we didn't take any value away from people that were also subscribers, right? And so you look at like earn rest XP, subscribers are still going to earn XP faster than someone like a free to play player would. But subscribers also earn rest XP, right? So allowing free-to-play players to earn rest XP doesn't take anything away from subscribers. And same thing with like a cargo bay is that subscribers also get the first cargo bay free, as do preferred status players. And free-to-play players have a teeny tiny inventory. And so they need some way that they can have some kind of friction away from the storage capacity issues that they have. And so giving them that cargo bay can kind of alleviate some of that friction that they have in there as well.
Yeah, and we made some adjustments to escrow as well. I'm not going to give all the specifics now, but just as an example, at the top level, you used to get 600,000 credits for your purchase, and now you'll be getting 1 million credits for that purchase. And then lastly, all account types will have all quick bars unlocked.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy, right? We're an MMO. Everything goes on your quick bars, your abilities, your mounts, your toys. And so now everybody gets all quick bars. This is all players of all types. You all get them. You get a quick bar, you get a quick bar, you get a quick bar. So, easy one.
And we're not even done yet. There's more changes.
Oh, that's right. Yep. This one is very similar to like the companion customization of how frequently we would be like, hey, congratulations, you got a purple item. You can't equip it. So that's the setup if you want to talk through the specifics, Brian.
Yeah, so this was extremely prevalent in Flashpoints and was part of the reward changes that were made to those. But we have removed artifact authorization from all items under level 80, except for the reusable med packs from crafting. This is really meant to smooth out that leveling and story experience and make it so that our free-to-play players, when they do hit their cap and are exploring content, are getting rewards that they can actually use and can actually look forward to. So artifact authorization will now only impact the level 80 purple and higher endgame gear, as was originally intended from artifact authorization, and then those med packs as mentioned.
Yep. So it just simplifies it. Is it under level 80? Unimpacted. Done. Nice and simple and clean. So, and now you're thinking, well, that's cool. That's all free-to-play stuff. I'm a subscriber. Where's my cool stuff? Well, don't worry. We got you covered too.
Yeah, for subscribers, we're going to be hosting a new event. This is going to be a login rewards event that will run from September 9th until December 9th. And this will be leveraging our login reward system. If you aren't familiar, we give you rewards just for logging into SWTOR. There is a calendar for all players to progress through and achieve rewards. And then if subscribers log in at least 4 times a week, they receive a bonus reward. During this login event, that bonus reward is going to be a special legacy token that subscribers can earn via the login rewards window. And that token can be spent on a new vendor that will only be available during the event period, that will offer items such as endgame gear, augment materials, unique XP boosts, crafting boosts, and more consumables, plus a little special new reward that we're going to add to it.
Yeah, so that special boost is, so let me tell you kind of what the goal, like the lanes of goals we're talking about, and then I'll tell you what that other special reward is. So what we're thinking is, especially through the summer through fall, I guess is kind of where this is running. Really what we were thinking is this would be a time for players to work on, well, I want to work on, now's the time where I'm going to finally getting, best in slot or really solid gear on my, my alts, my main, if I haven't gotten it on my main yet, or start working on gearing some of my alts. Well, this event will, let you do it. Or I finally can get legendary status because I haven't done it, or I'm going to start working on some alt that I haven't worked on through leveling through the game. Well, this event will be a place that you can do it. Or maybe none of that appeals to you and you're like, well, I just want something cool. Well, what about if you got a K2 SO inspired ship droid companion customization?
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Who doesn't love the ship droid? Everybody should if they don't. And who doesn't love Andor? So put those two things together and you'd be able to get that, all in one place. So that's what the event will be able to do. There is one thing that I think is worth pointing out for this event very specifically. This event will run from September 9th to December 9th, and this event is a use it or lose it event. And so the currency and the vendor is going to go away at the end of the event. So these rewards are very, very gameplay focused. We want you to be logged in, get those 4 times a week logins, get those tokens, spend those tokens, use them to get those benefits. Because at the end of it, when December 9th comes up, that vendor's going away, and so is the currency. You will not be able to hold it till later. There is no later. So make sure that you are getting in and getting those rewards, because the rewards are good, so get them.
But any of the items you purchase will not be removed. You can hold on to those until you're ready to use them.
Correct. Yeah, we're not going to take an XP boost out of your inventory or something, but the currency and the vendor will not be there anymore. So just want to make sure we call that out. Yep. And Feast is coming back with some new sweet stuff to earn.
Every fall, Feast comes back to SWTOR. It's one of our events full of various mini games, encourages you to hunt world bosses and to engage in a little friendly competition between some huts.
Bake some pies.
So Feast this year will run from October 7th until November 4th. And as always, we'll come with a vendor full of plenty of awesome rewards you can earn. And we want to show you some of the new decorations coming. So we're going to have this banquet hanging light. We're also going to have the Grand Feast mantle, the regal wall shelf on the bottom, I always love the decos for Feast. There's so many of them.
They're so good.
And speaking of so many, I'm not going to read everything in this screenshot, but all of these rewards are also going to be part of Feast. And then outside of decorations, we also have a few new armor pieces that will be available from the Feast vendor. As you can see here, we have the Feast attendee robe in 2 versions. One comes with a nice scarf, and the other comes with no scarf, which really shows off that necklace around the neck. Alongside this is going to be the Feast attendee head wrap that you can see on the right character.
Nadia, can you please
a lot of
stop?
A lot of rewards.
There's also a green rug. So the
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay, there's another variation of the rug Jackie has alerted me as well.
light green.
It's green. Okay, so that is a lot of stuff. There's a whole Galactic Season. Obviously, stay tuned for the Galactic Season article because you saw the mounts. You didn't even see all of the decos and the armor sets and the weapon. Like, the rewards are amazing this season. So stay tuned for the full Galactic Season article for features on all that. We obviously made lots of supporting changes for all the Flashpoint changes. I didn't see chat, but I have to imagine there's some excitement around a lot of those things. Don't worry, I imagine you can still yell spacebar at people. Now it's for jumping, though. Now it's for jumping. Anyway,
Spacebar is for jump puzzles only.
That's right. Anyway, so hopefully you're excited about all the changes that we talked about today. But that'll do it for my time with Bryant today. Now it's going to be me and Brad to talk through some other stuff. So thank you for coming on today to talk about all the changes, Bryant.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm back to the internet now.
Thanks, Bryant.
Character select modernization. I'm interested. Do you know how long I have been waiting for the character select screen to be customizable, to be more compact, so on? I have been thinking of this for a long time. What will this be? Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm back. I said back twice with Brad.
Yes, you did. I'm still Brad. I'm the art director for SOTOR.
Look at this.
We have minus select.
Minus select, right? And
You want to say this together, or is it your turn?
updates on
DX12.
DX12. Nailed it.
Okay.
Nailed
good.
it. We're so in sync.
Are we done?
I don't know.
I think we're live.
Cool. This is good. Just good.
Okay. All right.
I think we covered it all.
We did. Oh, hey, look, a new hairstyle.
It is, and it's inspired by Andor.
It is
I'm
inspired
sensing
by
a theme today.
A couple of things from Andor, yes, because that is something we like to do.
That's
Give
true.
people the ability to role play in the current hotness
In
right?
Star Wars.
And this one is A great one. I really love this hairstyle on
Yep.
all my current characters right now.
Yep. And what I love about this is that I feel like it's really in theme with something else that we've built.
And that would be the Nightfall operative glasses, which go along with that look from Cassian's spy
Yeah.
outfit and/or season 2.
That's
episode,
right.
whichever. Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm going to go back and look afterwards if anyone caught this. I think someone was dressed literally exactly like this on the Galactic Season Speeder
Speeders.
earlier, and
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone caught that there's just some dude chilling with some sunglasses and a slick back hair
Yeah.
on the speeder from earlier.
Maybe.
I don't know if anyone caught that. That's like when we hid character modernization in the live stream,
right,
like
right.
4 streams ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're sneaky and sometimes it's just accidental. We
Yeah,
don't-
I don't know. It's Jackie making assets, and
Oh,
she just hides stuff in there. We're always sneaking around.
Go back. One more. Yeah. These glasses are dyeable on the frames, and the lenses are translucent with some nice
Yeah,
reflections.
I
so
like that.
should-
Brad specified that because when we were doing rehearsals, he goes, "They're dyeable," and I go, "Where are they dyeable?" And he's like, "On
The
the frames.
frames.
Where else would they be dyeable?" So he's just stopping me from asking dumb questions this time. So thank you. I'm going to specify so you know that I would have asked the dumb question again.
But these turned out great.
Yeah, they're
Hairstyle
awesome.
turned out great. The one thing we can't show because of reasons is,
Oh yes.
do we want to talk about that now? or-
Yeah, you can mention it. Yeah.
A amazing test pilot outfit
Yeah.
that we have coming up soon that should be in the article.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There'll definitely be a Cartel Market article. Yeah. Yeah. We can talk about it. We just didn't have the asset ready to show you today. But
It's
yeah,
an outfit.
it's awesome.
Fits
Yeah.
the player.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've watched Andor, just watch Andor, like the opening sequence of
First
episode
few
1.
season, or the first few episodes.
Yeah,
have
watch.
this
Yeah, yeah. It's in like the first 10 minutes of episode 1, and you'll see what
Right.
it's inspired by.
It's fantastic.
It's really good. Yeah.
Here's another player requested.
This is
mount.
those terrible
This is the,
pants.
Imperial mini sub from Anon,
Yep.
which is a complement to the Republic mini sub we put out in 7.7.
Yeah. This is based on the Imperial Manon Taxi,
Right.
basically, right?
Right.
Because we did the Republic Manon Taxi in 7.7.
And you have to have both.
That's right. Yep. It's very cool.
So this is ready to go. It's got a nice animated propeller in the back. I don't know why it needs that out of the water, but it has it.
That's how it flies. Hovers.
It looks cool.
It's because it looks cool.
It's because it looks cool.
It's because
and
it
that's
looks
why
cool.
we do most things.
That's true. That's all that matters. Yeah. It's the rule of cool, right?
Okay.
That was my band in high school.
Hey,
All
look.
right. Cartel Market Summer Sale. Sorry. Okay. Cartel Market Summer Sale. So here's how it's going to work. Starting today and until September 25th, we're going to have rotating category sales, and the discounts are between 30 and 90% off. I'm just reading this on the slide. So July 30th, which is today. That's correct. I asked that last time. I think that's true.
Yes.
I don't know what day
Yes,
it
it's
is.
the 30th.
It's mounts. So I think if you go on the Smart Cartel Market right now, I assume, I don't know, it's mounts. They should be on sale.
I just make the art, man.
Yeah, this is what Brad and I said earlier, but it's true. Brad makes art, I make video game. We didn't make the sales, but so here's what it is. The sales are around these dates, so it's exactly what it says. July
I can't
30th
tell where
mounts.
you're pointing.
If I do this, they can look.
Okay, there.
Yeah, so August 11th is tunings, toys, and crystals. August 23rd is weapons. These are the ranges for the sales. It's always possible they could shift a little bit.
Yeah.
If they do, the people that run the sales will tell Jackie. Jackie will tell you.
Your mileage may vary on dates.
There.
Yeah.
He said it. That's how it works. Bing, bang, boom.
Cool
So
stuff.
go
on
check.
sale.
The mounts are probably on sale right now.
Probably.
I'd imagine. If
think
they're
they-
not, tell Jackie.
Yeah. Don't bother.
Don't.
I want character slots to go on sale.
I realized it after I said it. I'm like,
Well, that's why I'm here.
maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, look. Character select modernization.
Select my. This is the one with select in it.
This
Okay,
has
so-
select, so you know it's different.
Nothing
true.
functional.
So the character select screen is one funnel that everybody goes through in the game.
If you have a character.
Most people have characters in the game. I don't know how you would play it otherwise. But when you select your character, we noticed some easy wins in improving the look and feel of that space. In our efforts to modernize the game, we've realized that
crazy
there's
good.
some lighting changes we could make, some shadow changes, a little bit of depth of field, a little bit of better presentation for your character. Because one thing we all realize is this is the place you can see your character at the highest resolution. We get a lot of screenshots from this area.
Right, yeah.
So we wanted to make sure this was a nice presentation for you.
Yeah, and one thing that I'll point out too, especially when we're looking here, because you're on your ship. Brad just said at a high resolution. One thing to call out is you are on your ship, but you are not on your ship, right? Like this is a special place.
It's a
right?
different soundstage constructed for you to specifically choose your character.
Right. So it's in character select. It's character select on your ship. It's not on your ship. So what you're seeing here is not something that you're going to see running around on your ship. Just one thing that we want to clarify.
Right.
Yep.
But on the left, you see what it is currently. And on the right, you see a little bit of better shadows, a little bit of better lighting, a little depth of field, just to bring more focus to the character that you're selecting.
Right. And when you see this in motion, which you're going to right now, is when it really pops.
Right. So this is live, and updated lighting, better presentation, I feel.
Yeah. And then with everything all
right,
together.
Right.
And we did one version on Rep, and then we'll show you the version on Amp, and it's just...
Right. I'm so proud of the team for working on this. It's not just the art team, it's the engineering, it's the design, it's audio, it's everybody that
Yeah.
really has a passion for giving people the best presentation to make the best Star Wars we can make. And I'm just happy to be part of it.
All ships.
Yes, and across this... Oh, yeah, that's a good point. This is all the ships, right? Like, we're only
Right,
showing you
right.
these two as examples, but
Right.
just in case for some reason someone would be like, well, darn it, when's my trooper ship done?
It's done
771.
in 771.
Yeah, they're all there. We just picked these two as examples, but it just looks like a different game. It's just so crazy how good this came out. I remember when the team posted, we're like, hey, I think we're gonna do character select modernization. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
And then the first image came up, and I was like, oh my god. I can't say the words I actually said on the live stream, but I did internally.
It just felt like an obvious choice because it's something everybody funnels through.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks awesome. Super props to the team. Okay,
Now this is character modernization.
this is without select.
without select.
That's
So
right.
This
Yeah.
is a completely different
Yeah.
subject.
That's right. That's true. But it has updates. Did the
yes.
other one have updates? Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. Okay.
So you may remember in the past, in 7.7, we presented, did we call it? We called it character modernization.
Maybe.
I think people noticed,
Yep.
right?
They did.
The texture updates that we applied to your human characters in 7.7, we've applied to the Ratataki.
Yep. And we'll show you those in a
Show you that
second.
in a
with some
second.
specifics. Yeah.
We've done a lot of work on dark side corruption because we've identified some issues there.
There. We'll show you. So you'll do
And,
that.
Get out your bingo cards because we have added quite a bit of hair and Montreal color customizations. to
We
the
sure
game.
have. Yes.
We will look at those in a moment.
We sure will.
Ratataki now has improved neck seams and better facial
Yeah.
textures.
I wish
and
like I
red button.
had a laser pointer that worked that they could see my laser pointer. This is where you need annotation.
Even if you had a laser pointer, they wouldn't be able to.
No, that's true. But like especially on like the biggest thing is like on the like this part of there, like if I'm doing this and it's like they're here, like this here, like you can see like you really see texture difference there, and especially on the neck seam, like it's very
Your neck seam is pretty bad.
Stop trying to be funny,
help me,
please.
Brad.
I'm not gonna touch that. Yep, that's beyond my capability.
Thank you. Yep.
Information.
Let's talk about Dark Side Corruption.
This
Developer
is
stream.
finicky.
Yeah, this one's
Information.
very interesting. So I think the best example that I can use to talk through this, especially for people that are not familiar with it, is the third row, skin color 36, right?
Down there, point at it.
Yeah, right. Skin color 36, third row, right? So if you picked a dark-skinned human, right, and then you start going through, and one thing for context is this has been in the game effectively since launch, right? Like
Right.
this is a very long-standing bug that we are now fixing, right? So you have to understand that there's some history here. So again, you pick third skin, dark skin human. As you start getting dark side corruption, what you would expect, and I'm gonna use some art terms, you tell me if I start saying something incorrect, that
buzz you.
the skin hue would start to get desaturated,
Correct.
right?
At an
Slow-
expected progression.
Right, a little bit. It would start to desaturate slightly every time your dark side level goes up.
Correct.
Right? That's the expected behavior because that does happen. You get dark side 1, desaturates a little. Dark side 2, desaturates a little. What happened, though, is that if you look at that middle row, is that all of a sudden you get to like dark side 3, dark side 4, somewhere randomly on random skins, it just bottoms out through the floor.
Right,
And all of a
right.
sudden, you literally go from a dark-skinned human to your skin tone turns white.
It would completely remove your player tone that you have chosen. It would completely affect it in a drastic way that's unexpected.
Right. It's exactly. And for anyone that was playing through this, it should very much seem like a bug. So much so, in fact, that we have seen a large amount of player reports of people being like, I don't even use Dark Side Corruption because my character looks broken, right? It was seeming fine, and then all of a sudden I hit Dark 3 and my character broke.
Right.
Now, why are we fixing it now? Because one of the things we want to call out, is we're very sensitive to changing anything that is going to change the appearance of a live character, right? We talked about that when we started Modernization to begin with. We want to cover it here because there are some people who are using Darkside Corruption whose characters are going to change, right?
Correct.
But the reason is because this is bugged, right?
Right.
It was doing something that was unintended and shouldn't have been applying in this way because it's not doing it in an expected curve
Right.
of desaturation that Darkside Corruption should have been applying to.
Right.
And now that we're doing Modernization, we're touching all of these skins.
Correct. It's in the array of things that we're touching as we approach character modernization, and it made sense to apply some changes
Right.
here.
And we realize it's been this way for a while. That's not an excuse, though. We're here, we're fixing it, and so that's why we're doing it now. So that's all the context, the whole history. So here we are, we're fixing Darkside Corruption. This is what it will look at the bottom row. That is what Darkside Corruption will now appear like for many of these skins to properly start to desaturate these skins as they go across the Darkside Corruption levels.
Right.
So there you go. I think it's the full gambit of info.
We did it.
Now let's
Lose your
talk
hair,
about
though?
some new things.
Oh, wait a minute. Last time we talked about skin color options.
That's right.
We unlocked a few of those,
We did.
right? We have now unlocked a few
A few.
hundred,
A few.
a few hundred
Yeah.
hair and Montreal
Yeah.
customization color choices.
That's right.
Not only just for humans.
That's right. It's for, I'm not going to remember all the species. We'll get there. We'll remember when we get there.
There's
It's
a chart.
Yeah, there's a chart. It's
There is a
human,
chart.
human cyborg, Chiss, Zabrax. There's a bunch. But yeah. And then we kind of put hair in the same bucket as Montrails.
Right.
Because they don't have hair. They have Montrails. But effectively what this is for anyone that was paying attention in 7.7 or anyone that plays Togruta, if you remember the skin tones that we applied, I'm miming, here, we've now put them here.
Just like
I'm just voguing, but it's here is now here. So if you want to apply same colors, contrast colors, you know, I'm gonna stop miming. Or
that's
voguing.
okay. You can keep going.
Thank you, man.
It's-
So yeah, so that's coming in 7.7.1. You'll see the chart in a second, but there's some.
that number got larger.
Yep.
By a lot?
Yeah, it's funny because we did rehearsals and we were like, some of these numbers seem odd, and then Jackie checked them and we're like, oh, apparently they were too low.
Too
And
low.
there's More.
Actually more.
How? Okay, great. No, good for us.
And it's not just us typing more numbers into the spreadsheet.
No,
It's
we
just-
wouldn't tell you
these
the
are
wrong.
actual,
Yeah.
actual new options for you to use in character customization and
It's
create.
crazy. And so the thing that I do want to call out specifically, because this is slightly different than when we talked about skin tones last time.
Right.
Hair colors, very specifically, a number of them are MTX purchases to unlock those hair colors. Those are bundles that you buy on the cartel market. So again, the disclaimer is literally on your screen, but I just want to verbalize it for you that some of the colors you would have seen through that slider, I think they're the more extreme colors like hot pink and
Right.
things you would have bought at Hot Topic. Like those are the ones that you probably like. Think of our cartel market. No, I'm not gonna say
Do
that.
they know what top?
I don't know. It depends on how old you are. I mean, Hot Topic still exists, doesn't it?
Probably.
Does Hot Topic still exist? Thank you.
Chat. What did
Okay,
they-
great. Thank you. Brooks confirmed for me.
Oh, also, before we forget, didn't we unlock hair for Zabrak?
Skin tones for Imperial Zabrak.
Okay, so
Skin
skin
tones for Imperial-
tones,
I
yeah,
knew it was
because there
gonna-
was some
yeah.
inconsistency between the number of skins between Republic and Imperial Republic and Imperial Zabraks due to some things back at launch. They didn't have the same number of skin tones. Now they do. I think they now have the same amount of skins or something like that. There's a little bit more parity. We should get that specific and let it know, but I know there's something that we did there with adding some more skins to Imperial. I think we've given them parity is what it is, but we'll get you that answer.
Right.
There's some nuance in there that just
It is a lot of new options.
It's a
lot of new
with all
options.
these numbers. The nuance in there gets lost sometimes, but
I think if we add more, we'll get into infrared and ultraviolet.
it's gonna get creative. When we were making a joke about bees having hair or something.
When bees decide to play our game, then we'll get
Yeah.
into ultraviolet.
If there's any
or
bees out
infrared.
there playing our game, holler, let us know.
How,
I don't. If they can play our game, they can probably type. I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
Hey, DX12.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this. We're talking about bees. I don't even understand. Okay. So the goals of this initiative have not changed since last time we talked about it, but I don't remember when that was. It's probably been a little while since we've given an update.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably pretty. These should be pretty clear. But for those that don't know, right? Like modernization is obviously really important to us. I mean, I don't think there's been a stream in the last year and a half that we've done. A tear in my eye. That we haven't talked about modernization of some
way.
kind,
Right.
So this is obviously pretty important to us. And you're obviously more art inclined, much more than I am, but like it's really important to things like lighting and
Sure. Like with DX12, we'll be able to do a lot more lighting and shadows and reflections and visual effects and particle effects and all kinds of things that, as artists, we can't do right now in our current engine. Our current engine is very capable, but there's a few rendering things that we're lacking a bit in, and DX12 will afford us that, as well as give us a better foundation for developing for the future.
Yeah.
Kinds of things in
Yeah,
the future that
right.
haven't happened yet.
Yeah, and so we're always looking like we never stop developing towards DX12, and obviously we never stop doing modernization efforts, and so DX12 fits under that bucket, right? And so where are we? Great question, person that asked that for the slide that we're talking about. So we have a functioning version of the game on DX12.
Yes, we do.
But functioning is asterisk, but we have one, right?
Right.
Right now, where we're working is getting the UI to work there,
Right.
Because that's a big bucket of work, right?
And it's important to have UI, but I don't think you could play the game.
I don't think you can play a game without a user interface.
I don't think Keith could play the game.
I don't think so.
That makes sense.
And so that's important. And baseline shaders, that's fancier art words. But just know, we have a functioning version of the game.
Right.
We have some bigger hurdles still to get past to get to the point of having a player functioning version of the game.
Right.
Because those are different things. So really, what that all means is the middle bullet.
Right.
Our next step is to get towards a technical alpha. All of you understand what alphas mean. That means early playable version for you to get your hands on. Think of like how we handled Mac, right? Where like a technical alpha that's a tech test that we want to try to get probably a limited number of players. I don't know. Who knows exactly what our rollout of this will look like? But our goal is ultimately the same. We want to try to get DX12 in your hands as soon as we can to start getting you testing on it, breaking it, not breaking it. Maybe it just works like a dream, and
Maybe it works first time.
and we just keep rolling forward so that we can get this rolled out as soon as we can, so that we can start unlocking some of the things that Brad mentioned.
And then we'll move on to DX13.
And then move on to DX13, right? Is that thing? I honestly
I don't even know if it
I
exists.
don't-
I'm just
I don't-
making stuff
I
up.
don't know.
Don't
But
tell
hey,
me.
look, they can't have a DX13 unless we get on DX12. I think that's one of their blockers, probably.
Numbers work that way, I guess.
That's probably, yeah. Just go straight to 14. What are they even doing? They should consult us.
We should just go straight. Wait, no.
Okay. So, anyway, as soon as we have, I don't have a timeline to talk to you about right now. We're obviously still working through, like I said, some hurdles on our side to get to the point of having a player functioning alpha. But as soon as we have more, we will let you know. Probably through a stream, unless something moves quickly, and then we would try to roll it into a PTS. Our next PTS is logically going to be 7.8, so that would probably be the next time you hear us talk about a PTS. But separate from that, if we have something that moves quickly, it would be a separate announcement, but most likely on a live stream. So just hold tight. We'll let you know when we have more details.
It's coming.
It's coming. Yep, as soon as we can. But we just want to make sure
Wait
you
a
heard about it
minute.
because we haven't talked about it in some time. So and we haven't lost sight. That's a lot.
No, there's nothing on the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's not a lot. It's empty. Oh, wait, it's
Oh,
not.
wait,
Oh, there.
there's-
Darn, dang it.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, tricky. That guy's tricking us. Okay. Story. Just to recap, in case you weren't here in the beginning, our plan: Galactic Threads coming in 7.8, which is our holiday update. Fast follow of Masters of Enigma in 7.8.1. Date night also in 7.8.1, following in our next .1 update as planned. Our next Galactic season is Season 9, Flashpoint Resurgence. It's about flashpoints, hence the name, with a bunch of Andor themed rewards. Stay tuned for the full article to showcase all those rewards that we didn't show, we talked about today. There's a bunch of surrounding quality of life updates around flashpoints, like the updates to Activity Finder, the no more yelling spacebar. People start asking people about spacebar, etc. Except for jumping. Free-to-play improvements to our free-to-play model. Very cool. Along with this, we didn't put the bullet there, but we should have for the subscriber event that's going to run from September 9th. So this way, something free-to-play, something for subscriber at the same time. The combat updates rolling into 7.7.1. New feast rewards, new cartel market items, all the character modernization stuff, so both character select and all the individual character modernization things that are happening. And then we just talked about DX12 coming in the future.
Right.
Macarena. And then When's it coming?
Last bullet point.
Last bullet. There's space for one. It's coming later in August. Stay tuned for a specific date in the next, I don't know, hopefully in the next couple weeks. We should be able to put out a launch date. We're getting pretty close. So as soon as we're locked down on a specific build and everything per usual, we'll give you a launch date as soon as we have one in hand.
That's right. I think that's all of it.
I think that's everything.
Thanks for joining me on my podcast.
You're welcome.
You'd like and subscribe for more content or recipes, whatever it is we do here.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Yeah, we did it.
Do we freeze frame now and roll credits?
I think so. Yeah, we could just be like, and then people would be like, "Oh my God, did the stream break? Did the
Oh,
stream break? It's
funny.
offline."
Broke already once.
That's true. I was on it, so I wouldn't know. That's fine. I just saw you guys just pointing at each other, and I was like, I don't know, did it break? I'm just gonna keep talking. Anyway, thank you all for coming to the stream. Hopefully you're excited about 771. I'll go catch up on anything, see if there's any questions or anything that need to be answered. But looking forward to what happens through the summer. So thank you all, and we'll see you next time. Thanks,
ya.
Brad. Thanks, everybody.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Okay. There's something to pet. Will this work? Did they fix it? They fixed it. Hmm. Thank you, Stitched. Why do I feel like immediately just turning off the stream and going to bed?
Now look, Buster, let's have an understanding. Now what? Brother, what a way to run a railroad. Now, as I was saying...
I have a chat command to update somewhere. Alright, so the mounts are on sale. 80% off this guy? I don't even know if I have one of these sitting in a hold somewhere. 82% off this one. That's massive. MCAT! Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I don't care about doing this one right now. I need to change... think it's Stream Elements, because I have a command for drops. I need to update that. Somewhere. So it's not in Streamlabs, it's or Elements, and it's not in Streamlabs. Where is it? There it is. Okay, updated. I found it. So it was a chat bot for Stream Elements, but there's another tab to go to custom commands, and that's where it is. So found it. It's there. It's updated. Now what are we doing? I guess we will level, and I will hang around here and assist since this is a group one. Aid injured Jawas. I will right click on you. I will hydrate. I will fix cameras. Didn't have time to do this before starting. Hello, I'm here. Alright, I'm gonna go get on a character that has much more exciting things to do while leveling. Okay. There's one. Well, not as many notes as usual. But I also think that some of the stuff that I normally would have written down, I just took screenshots instead of having to write down a list. So it might be possible that they hid the cameras at some point when they were showing the season rewards and I just missed it. But they definitely spent the entire last minute hiding the pets at the end so I could see what they are. I'm going after the one that she's actually sitting at half health. She's going after the one that I target. I love that ability. Well, if anybody missed anything on the stream, let me know. I'll fill you back in. Word choice. I will recount. There is a mission here. All right, let's go kill some Sith. I mean, defeat. Thank you, Stitched. These are Kintan. These are slave traders. But I am leveling a Republic character, so good call. Good job, Master Renos. Why not? If there's a bonus. There's not. Can I get these as decorations? I would like to. God, I love that ability. Just 4 death fields in a row real quick. I wonder if you could exploit that on things like Crop Dock. I'll be right back. And grab my phone. I missed calls.
That swoop gang won't be caught.
Vehicle paths are currently open for business. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Oh. Well, that's the problem. I don't have the cantina unlocked? What?
vehicle pads are currently open for business.
The name's I have someone.
I don't.
All my respect.
What?
You be so whatever. Yeah, the
They did. I took notes.
This is Theron Cedrax. Can you read me, Jedi?
Oh no. There you go. There's all the notes. Way too oversaturated.
Have the le-
Or, exposed. No, it's not a blank page. The lighting. Anything of interest? Flashpoints are getting an update. They're improving the queue. Actually, the whole activity finder queue. You now no longer have to have everything selected. They are going to institute minimum numbers. So that will allow you to pick a few of the ones that you hate and just not queue for them. And still be able to get the weekly and daily rewards.
Oh, here, take.
So that was interesting. And I don't care about flashpoints either. At all. But the reason why it matters... Well, I guess this is technically separate. The Galactic Season 9. They're doing the same thing that they did with Uprisings, except they'll do it in flashpoints. And... No. However, there's going to be a separate queue just for the flashpoints that you need to do for that week's season. Yeah. Very nice.
That wasn't too bad.
But people were talking about, okay, good, I can uncheck Acellus and never have to run that again and still be able to get my rewards. And then the very next thing they said was, also, for veteran and master mode flashpoints, there is no space barring. We're just going to skip the cutscenes and fade to black. There's no talking, there's no alignment gain, there's no nothing. Just skipping all that bullshit. You can still do them at veteran and master if you want, but you need to do it outside of the queue. In the queue, they're just gone.
Time to.
So that's nice. Free to play is getting more stuff. There are going to be more balance changes. I don't remember all of them. I think Scamper goes from an 8-second cooldown to 7. And there's a level 60 something ability in the Sage skill tree that they're just adding on an effect, I guess, that reduces the cooldown of force speed by 7 seconds.
Not even a challenge. Another one down. Too bad.
So many consecutive death fields.
That wasn't too bad.
I got token. I cannot tell why that is clickable.
Another one down.
Unclusaurus, hello. Welcome back. Again, what are those for?
Challenge.
Oops.
Still got it.
All right, Zero. Thank you for hanging out. Come back on... Well, late August. Back with a new update, whenever that is. What?
Not even a challenge. Another one down.
Alright, I am still messed up on my sleep, so let's go say hi to this person. I will be back on tonight. I don't know this person, but we're just gonna say hi. They're actually watching cutscenes, so... But yeah, I'll see you guys tonight.